Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Bricks. Brick shots a million. Antonio. For 50 more bricks. All that like a with all these bricks.
Man, Chris ain't popping no beer open. Matt ain't throwing his hands up. Man, it's gonna be a long show. Must be about basketball or something. Hey, welcome back to another episode of Brick Shots with Billy and Antonio. Once again, there's no Billy, but two of the gangs is back. I got Toby Harry and Brick Shotter Chris back in the building. What's up with y'all, fellas?
What's up?
Bored as hell with this sports world right now.
It is a drought. Chris, have you been doing some rock star shit? No, yeah?
No. Haven't done anything in 2 weeks since our last show at Diamond Gems.
See, everything's just going slow, man. Everything going slow. Matt, you signing people up for the world's greatest Navy or?
Fucking trying. But I don't like it, so I don't want to.
He's trying to fill America with semen one way or the other.
Mm-hmm.
Facts. Well, it's a slow week in sports, but it's a lot of basketball to be talked about, I guess. So I'm going to take it there, man, Chris.
Gentlemen, report to the baseline. To the baseline!
To the baseline. Chris, Matt, let me ask y'all a question, man. Philly made a lot of off-season moves. Will the process finally process? Chris, I'm going to go with you first. Tell me all the moves Philly made.
So they re-signed Kelly Oubre Jr., they signed Andre Drummond, they signed Eric Gordon, and then the biggest move they made was signing Paul George. And just to put it bluntly, no, this does not make them contenders. Their two biggest stars are both incredibly injury prone. You can't rely on either one of them. And then they both – Embiid has good stat lines for the playoffs, but it still feels like he shrinks in the big moments. And Paul George definitely shrinks come playoff time. So
playoff P.
I don't know who's supposed to lead them in the playoffs. They'll be great in the regular season. You know, they'll be a 1, 2, 3 seed in the regular season. But come playoff time, somebody's going to be hurt. Somebody's not going to perform up to snuff. And it'll be another disappointing season in Philly.
They also re-signed Tyrese Maxey, right? $200 million?
Yeah. Yep, Maxey got a 5-year, $204 million deal.
I don't know. Maybe Paul George and Joel can put together half a game. Because if I'm not mistaken, on their exit game in the playoffs, Tyrese Maxey dropped like 42, I think. I'm not sure. I can't remember, but I think he had like a high clip. So maybe Tyrese, the young bull, carrying them. Chris, Matt, what you think?
I don't think it necessarily makes them contenders unless they can both be healthy at the same time in the playoffs. But given the last 2 seasons, I feel like only one of them is going to be healthy for the playoffs. So it's always going to be same thing as the Clippers. Like, man, what if Kawhi and PG could have stayed healthy? It's going to be the same thing. At least they have a young star in Maxey to kind of carry the load instead of like Russell Westbrook or James Harden, who's also just not there at the strip club or doing whatever the fuck he's doing. But I think it will be a better situation than the Clippers, but same outcome.
Well, I'm on the same. It's a no for me as well. I still don't think – I don't care about Paul George being there. Paul George going to do what he do. Like I said, Tyrese, he going to score that, Joe. He going to do what he can. But it's all on Joel's shoulders. And Chris said it. His stat line be dope in the playoffs, but then it just feel like it's stats that don't matter. And I remember elimination game watching him drop 15 as they get bullied off the court, and that was his MVP year, if I'm not mistaken, where he just dropped 15 and was like, we got next season. I don't think the process will ever process in Philly with him. Not saying he's a terrible player. Of course, he was an MVP, but I just don't think he'll ever put it together. And that happens. That's a Philly thing, I think Philly done had a lot of players in the last 20 years that just put it together in Philadelphia. Like, they were good, but they just couldn't bring.
I mean, we had this argument kind of through in our group chat maybe a week and a half ago, about Allen Iverson. It wasn't. The topic was me saying Barkley's a better all-time player than AI. I think they're both still top 30 players, but the point is, like, great regular seasons, and then you get to the playoffs, and it's like, whether it's just you playing only great teams or in the East, not really even great teams, only good teams in the playoffs, or just the series are more physical, like the games are tighter. I don't know what it is, but it's just really, like, certain players seem to perform in those moments, and certain players don't.
That's kind of crazy. You think about it, Chris, in that Philadelphia history, like over, you say 30 years. Barkley got him to the finals, couldn't do it. AI got him to the finals, couldn't do it. Joel, yet to be seen.
Get him there.
Exactly. So
we can barely get them to the conference finals.
So that's an interesting track record for Philly.
I believe in the Knicks more than I do the Sixers. Is that a hot take?
No, that's a great segue, actually. The Villanova boys are back together. Matt, what'd you think about that? What'd you think about the Knicks giving up 5 first-rounders to, seemingly get way better? Actually got way better.
I think it's just more funny, like, towards the fan bases of it, because Philly and the Knicks kind of have that rivalry, right? But isn't Villanova like a Philadelphia local school?
I want to say, I'm not sure. But
and now they're all in New York playing against all these people that grew up or, like, watched them grow up, playing for their local college. And now they're in the NBA busting their ass multiple times per season. Like, I just think it's funny.
Man, that's crazy. Matt, you think the Knicks got better with the Mikal Bridges trade?
Yeah, until he plays 50 minutes a game and fucking derails his perfect streak, his Iron Man streak. But yeah, I think they got better for sure.
I've seen that. I mean, it ain't questionable, but it is. They got rid of Hardenstein, and I think that he was a good big. I feel like he was a good big man, which alludes to me thinking that they're going to have faith in Julius Randle again. No, why the fuck they would do that, but that's what
Mitchell Robinson, is he still there?
Yeah, he'll be coming off of.
He didn't play this year, did he?
He played up until one round in the play. I think he got hurt in the playoffs. The round before whoever they played in the last round.
I feel like I haven't seen anything from him in like the last year or two. When he first got in the league, it was just every night on ESPN, this guy's blocking some shots, doing something, and then he just kind of fell off the map, I feel like.
I mean, he was playing good, but it was that Hardenstein was just like, I don't know. He fit with them really well. Don't get me wrong, Mitch Robinson was still getting his numbers, but it was just like, well, Hardenstein got a 3-year however many $1 million contract.
He's making more than Brunson now.
Yeah, he is.
He signed with OKC for 3 years, 87.
Yeah, another 7-footer over there.
That's scary. Chris, before we go to that OKC thing, because we talking basketball, ladies and gentlemen, if y'all ain't catch on. What you think about the Knicks? Was it worth the five first-round picks, I think, or however many they gave up?
I mean, it's always easy to say whenever you trade up picks for a star, like you won the deal because your team's getting better now. But if, the Clippers are a great example. We covered the PG trade. If you look at what they gave up for PG, they only won 3 playoff series the whole time they had Paul George. And if they had SGA and those rotational pieces right now, I think they would be way better off. So, like in hindsight, we can say that was a fucking awful trade for the Clippers.
Definitely terrible.
Right now, it's hard to say this is anything but a good trade for the Knicks because we would assume that they're going to be winning the next 3 to 4 years at least. But it's just a matter of, like, can they get to the conference finals? I still don't think the team's good enough to beat Boston, but I don't think anybody in the East can really touch Boston's roster, especially with them bringing everybody back. But I think Boston and the Knicks are going to be running the East for the next couple years, it feels like.
That's we can go there before we go KC. That's crazy. I was doubting it, and like I said, this is one of those podcasts. Shout out to Dre. He told me they was gonna do it. One of y'all told, I think it was you, Chris, told me they was probably gonna do it. Maybe even Matt. Shout out to Boston for having 2 max players on their team. Not only having 2 max players, 2 super max players, then going out and paying fucking
Derek White.
What's his name? Derek White. Good money. I don't know.
Yeah, they signed the Toothless Wonder, and they gave Tonio's favorite Celtic the biggest contract in the history of the league.
Fucking trash.
Just $1 million and 4 players.
It was so cringy, bro, watching him recreate like everybody's championship shit, bro. From goddamn Kevin Garnett to Kobe to Kanye's fucking Grammy speech. And I'm just like, people really went and made a video of him doing that. And I'm like, yo, it's not a real player. It's not a real person, bro.
Did you see Zach Edey's, I think it was like his Instagram post of his draft party of him getting drafted? He's like sitting on the stairs and people are surrounding it. And the top comment is, Jason Tatum can't wait to recreate this shit.
Bro.
Because it was a pretty cool photo.
Bro, it was so crazy, bro. Like the Kobe championship shit, I knew it was coming, bro. Like I knew that one was coming. But the fucking Kevin Garnett,
supposedly Kobe was his he was Kobe's protege, which given his personality on the court, I feel like if that was Kobe's guy, like, don't you think he'd be a little bit more of an alpha dog on the court?
That's what I'm saying.
He didn't have enough time with him.
See, but I don't know, man, because that Booker say the same thing, and not on the defensive end, but on the offensive end, Matt, Devin Booker a fucking dog. He don't give a fuck about KD being there. Yeah. He going to get his, so I can get that. Like Devin Booker said that shit, but Jason Tatum, I mean, he averaged
Jason
more.
Tatum seems very willing to take a back seat to the other star of the team.
Yeah, bro. Like
Kobe wasn't taking a back seat to nobody, even when Shaq was the best player in the fucking world.
And
Kobe was like, "Nah, fuck you, big fella. It's my team."
Yeah,
19
bro.
and Shaq's the best player in the world. That is my team, big dog.
Yeah, I don't
Shaq
know,
was
man.
telling Kobe, "Give me the ball in the playoffs." Kobe's like, "Fuck you. You can average 34. I'm still shooting this motherfucker."
Yeah. So I don't know. It's a lot of people that came out the woodworks, and I'm pretty sure. Like I said, I don't think Kobe was a dickhead. Like he was just a competitor, so he probably was talking to these people. But hey, man,
I don't know, man. I went down a rabbit hole probably 2 months ago, just watching old teammates that was being interviewed on Pocket. Yeah, and they was like, back when they had Swaggy P and they had Jeremy Lin, like that little shitty roster towards the end of Kobe's career. Kobe came into practice and he was chewing out I think it was Kupchak, the GM at the time. He was like, "Hey, you got these fucking bums in here with me, man. I'm supposed to be coming to practice getting better. You got me playing with these motherfuckers. I'm getting worse."
See, and that's why
just saying it on the court in front of everybody, ain't getting no fuck.
Man, because I just seen a clip about somebody said Kobe hated fucking JJ. Hated JJ in Team USA because Coach K kept talking about him. And they was like he was blessing JJ's ass, not even letting him score.
Yeah.
And that's I don't know, man. It's hard to believe, but maybe the retired Kobe, he was nicer. He was
retired
nicer.
Kobe was
yeah. So maybe these people were reaching out to retired Kobe. asking him shit. But hey man, to say that you just like Kobe, diabolical. That's diabolical, bro.
There
But
ain't nobody in the league right now that's just like Kobe, not even close.
to allude to your point, Chris, I think if healthy, the Knicks might be the only people that can take the Celtics down through there, and that's crazy to say. I don't think anybody woke up thinking that the Knicks would be back in any conversation. But
This happened quick. Just a
They
few
are.
years ago, the Knicks were the fucking Pistons.
I mean,
Yeah.
Tom Thibodeau's a bad motherfucker, but his problem is he breaks down his players, so they'll be badass for about 2-3 years, and then they'll just all be shells of themselves. I mean, we saw it with the Bulls when he coached them back when they had, Rose, Boozer,
Yeah.
Noah, Ding, like they were some
Butler.
fucking dogs, and then everybody got hurt and just broke down. And
You see what the fuck he did to these Knicks in a little
yeah,
playoff
they
run.
already getting hurt. He
in
already
a little
getting hurt.
playoff run. They probably at training camp right now with the SEALs. Hey, y'all need to be strong. Y'all need to be tough. Be ready to play 60 minutes. What the fuck?
David Goggins is their fucking strength and conditioning coach.
Yeah, bro.
I seen the video. He was like training Max
Bone
Holloway.
on knee, keep
I think
running.
it was. And he was just puking everywhere. And this guy's a professional MMA fighter.
Oh no, that was with Tony Ferguson. Yeah,
Or Tony
he was
Ferguson.
training with him before his last fight.
Yeah.
David Goggins is on a treadmill, just casually fucking sprinting, like talking to Tony while he's sprinting. Tony's over there doing his sprints, jumping off to fucking throw up, and then back on and doing sprints.
He was like, "You
and
wanted
Goggins
this?
just chilling.
You wanted this?" And he's just over here.
That shit's insane.
Goggins is a fucking animal. He's got no cartilage in either one of his knees and runs fucking multi-man marathons nonstop, dude.
Speaking of knees, Matt, I might try to medically discharge when I'm having patellar tendon surgery in like 2 weeks, bro. And I might just be like
14.
You get another surgery?
And another one, man. I think it's time to hang it up.
What the fuck caused your body to just break down?
The Navy, Chris.
Being on a boat fucked you up that bad?
Nah, being on shore duty, ironically, when I was at sea and doing shit that made sense, it was cool. But now I'm just out here babysitting people that can't remember how to tie their boots, Chris, and it's stressful. It's stressful, man. I work with a lot of motherfuckers that I know don't have a high school education. They just no child left behind it, and it's bad. It's so bad. Like, I'm pretty sure, Chris, I work with some people that if I gave them a coloring book and was like, it don't have to look good, just stay in between the lines, they would color the outside of the book. It's bad. Speaking of,
technically, they'd still be inside the lines at that point, just the wrong ones.
Yes, but speaking of shitty, what the fuck are the Lakers doing, Chris? Resign LeBron, at a pay cut, and they missed out.
I mean, it wasn't a pay cut. He got the 2-year max.
Didn't he get like $3 million more per year? Wasn't he only making 50
2
this year? Now
years,
he's getting
105 a mil, or 105 total. Originally, he said he would take a pay cut to get a star on the team, which
Klay.
Generally no stars in the NBA take pay cuts. And then there was I think what he wanted to play with Klay. And once Klay agreed to a deal with Dallas, he was like, well, y'all ain't gonna spend this money on nobody else. You might as well give it to me. So
and I think in that contract I was reading where Woj said that he'll still take a pay cut, but the only options out there for him is DeMar DeRozan. And does DeMar DeRozan make the Lakers any better?
No, that's what I wanted to send this in the group chat, but I figured it'd be better to say for the show. Why does it seem like so many NBA teams don't understand team building? Like, I don't even know half the players in the league anymore, but DeMar was around when I was still fairly big in basketball. Like, I know his game. He's a mid-range shooter. What does LeBron excel with? Not mid-range shooters. So why the fuck are you going to put all your eggs in a mid-range shooter instead of going and surrounding your star player, building around your fucking star with what they do best. Like AD is not going to excel with the mid-range shooter. He needs people that can play on the perimeter, so he got the paint to himself.
You also have to look at it
and AD like to shoot the midi. What are you getting me? Somebody that's what my big does. That's what my star player does is shoot the midi too. If he's not in the paint, he's shooting the midi. What, I'm gonna share the block with DeMar DeRozan now? You wanna? Yeah. I don't know.
But
man. It was so. Go ahead.
No one else on the team can shoot the three either. So you might as well improve on the players that are already doing the same shit as DeMar. You might as well just improve on it. I mean, he's been in fucking NBA purgatory for the last 8 years, just kind of hanging out in San Antonio. Like, oh yeah, DeMar DeRozan's still in the NBA. Remember when he used to be like the up and coming star in the NBA? Now he's just nothing.
Bro, it's bad. So I think what they should do, some type of way, the Nets. This is my thoughts. Y'all can tell me I'm crazy. The Nets are still in fire sale mode. They got like 20 first-round picks, and they still suck. I don't know how, but they do. But Cam Thomas is Cam Thomas. They can go get Cam Thomas. Shot 41% from three last, or not 41%, 39.4% from three last year, but 62% in the corner. Go get him. That's what LeBron, like Chris just said it. Drive and kick LeBron, right there.
That sounds like a perfect player for LeBron.
Perfect. Perfect. Knockdown shooter. And he defends. He plays defense. So you can go get him, or they can go and still not get a shooter, but be better defensively and move AD to the fourth, back to the four, and get Jeremy Grant and Robert Williams from the Trailblazers. Make some type of trade with that. I don't know.
That's just going to make them deeper. It's not going to make them better.
Not better, but maybe better, because if Robert Williams goes and plays your five, barring injury, because he's very injury.
You can't rely on him, though. You don't want him starting you. He's only got so many minutes a season.
I don't think deeper wouldn't. I think it would still be better, because when LeBron wasn't on the fucking court, that team just plummeted. Like, I don't remember the statistics from the season, but it was like LeBron on the court versus LeBron off the court. It was like a night and day difference. And he's like, I'm fucking 40. Like, give me a break. It was like every time he came off the court, the other team would either catch the lead they had or overtake it. So, like, if you just have some guys who can just fill the basket by any means, like, that's better
or fucking defend it. Jeremy Grant played this defense. Like, I don't know, Chris. Or last option, and which I think they probably end up doing, is going after Lauri Markkanen.
I think that would be great. Size and a shooter.
Yeah, he a shooter. Just for shooting purposes, and that indeed helps out AD, because even if he stays at the five, now you got a center 1-on-1 in the paint with AD, because your four is going to definitely have to respect Markkanen on the 3-point line. So that helps him and LeBron if LeBron still wants to drive. I know a lot of people saying they might have to ride it out. The dude from Tennessee is a fucking monster. Dawson Connect. He's a beast, Chris. I know you don't watch college basketball, but Butler put me on. Shout out to Butler. Butler put me on to him last year, bro. And
is that JJ Redick's new favorite player?
Probably so. Probably so. He beat or he almost beat Kentucky by himself last year. I think he had like 43, and he was just going crazy. And I'm saying, like, there was no hand in his face. Don't matter. They were playing excellent defense on him, Chris, and it was still green. Like, he just was green, and I'm just like,
if he can shoot, he'll fit with LeBron.
Yeah, and
LeBron just needs shooters.
He can shoot, and he a 6'7" guard too, Chris. So it's like, okay, I
think his biggest issue is, without knowing him at all, is obviously he's coming in as a rookie. Like, does he have that IQ? Is he gonna know where to be and when to be there, so LeBron don't sit there and fucking hit him with the J.R. Smith shit?
So that's what's dope about him, Chris. He's 23. He played all 4 years in college, so he
got a chance though.
Yeah, he got a chance to be good, bro. And he got a shooter as a coach now. So he's probably gonna be, hey, look, stupid. Just go right here. He's gonna get you the ball. I think JJ is gonna be that type of coach. I seen they added to their coaching staff today. Dwayne Casey wanted to stay with the Pistons. I don't know why. Don't make no sense to me.
He just got a front office job. He's chilling.
Yeah, he's probably like, all right, man, they let me stay here and we suck. Let me not.
He's like, hell, I can just scout for the number 5 pick overall every year. He's just living life.
Speaking of Matt's Pistons, y'all re-signed Cade for him to fake injury again so y'all can tank again.
He didn't fake the injury.
I mean, it wasn't.
I'm pretty sure the Pistons were like, hey, sit the fuck down. Like, he hurt his shin. He had like shin splints.
3 games into the season, they was like, yeah, we ain't gonna be good again.
And he was averaging like 24 a game or something like that, and they're like, you're done.
Yeah, it's over with. Y'all did get who did they get, Chris? I know they got
Tobias Harris stole money from another franchise.
Where didn't what's the name go there too? Your love to hate player from the Mavericks, Chris?
Yeah, we got Tim Hardaway Jr.
Yeah. You got rid of your problem, Chris.
Hey, but the great thing is he played ball at Michigan. He's from Michigan, so maybe he's like, you know what? Let me just put on.
Hey, Chris,
so that just means he won't have to hear boos when he's trash.
Hey, Chris, you gotta be real, bro. Before Kyrie came, he was y'all number 2, and he wasn't ass. He became ass when Kyrie got there.
He's been ass.
Yeah, he ain't been great, but he was, man, they were talking about Tim Hardaway. He was a 6 man of the year.
Tim Hardaway is your number 2. Your team is fucked. You're not a good team.
He's gonna be the number 1 on the Pistons.
Nah, he's
sure,
still the number 3. It's Cade, Toby, and then it's him. But I seen a stat where it's like Tim Hardaway's last year, his stats versus the next closest Pistons player was the funniest fucking thing ever, because it was like our top 3 guys combined were still less than Tim Hardaway Jr., which was fucking wild.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be the star. That's gonna be his team.
Yeah.
He's gonna come in there.
Tobias averaged like 17 in Philly. Like, he's about to average like 30 a game for the Pistons. But every game we're about to lose.
Yeah, bro. And if I'm them, I'm letting that bitch fly every game, bro. What the fuck we got to lose, man? We might win some shit, you know?
I mean, Tobias was balling out before we traded him, and then we got nothing out of the trade because our lottery fucking sucks, but maybe he can get back to that.
Maybe, bro.
He's a bomb.
He's better than literally everything we have. So at least we have
got a team full of bums. Y'all won like 3 games last year.
Hey, it is what it is. We got a team full of number 5 overall picks is what we got.
I think
y'all get 1 win for every 5 pick y'all got?
Exactly.
I think the Lakers fan might shoot Rob Pelinka. I think that's a possibility. I really do. I don't know. I was just trying to think of how many people he fumbled on, and it's a lot. Klay, Hardenstein.
About to be Buddy Hield, because I just seen the Warriors are trying to get him.
Yeah, the Warriors trying to get him. Still ain't got Buddy Hield. Been trying to make that.
The coach that they fumbled on this year, the college coach that LeBron wanted.
Fumbled on him.
Hurley, is that his name? Dan Hurley?
Yeah. Donovan Mitchell fumbled. Let him re-sign with Cleveland and be terrible again.
Kyrie, I believe, as well.
Kyrie. So news came out about that Kyrie one, man, because everybody was like, oh, don't nobody want to play with LeBron. And the news came out that the owners from the Nets didn't want Joe Tsai didn't want to send Kyrie to the Lakers. So they kind of saved him on that one. But
I mean, Kyrie was a free agent last year, though.
Yeah, so they fumbled again.
I was thinking about this more and more whenever I saw that Klay was between the Lakers and the Mavs. And we talked about this too. I think it was when I was on the show last 2 weeks ago, like how we compared the Jeannie Bust, Jerry Jones, and the Lakers, the Cowboys, like these are just more examples of how the Lakers are all about getting their name out there and being a star franchise, but actually being garbage on the court. Is that they're always in on everybody. Like anybody with a name that comes up, oh, we would love to have that player. We're gonna try to get this guy. We're gonna Dan Hurley, he's gonna be our next coach 7 weeks after we fired our old coach. Kyrie, oh, that's a star. We would love to have Kyrie. You know what? That Klay Thompson, he's a good player. We in on Klay. We like Klay. Hartenstein, we would love to. Like, you're in on everybody, and you get nobody because nobody wants to play for your garbage-ass franchise. You get the scraps of everybody. You couldn't get a coach because nobody wanted to play for you, so you hired Coach Fatfuck, except the basketball version, in this case being JJ Redick, not
hired a podcaster.
Yeah. Instead of getting a dude who was out of the league for a year because nobody wanted him,
what?
You get a podcaster.
Yeah, that elevates us.
JJ got coaching experience, bro. What was
grade? He coached. He was assistant on like a 4th grade team.
His daughter's 4th grade winter league team.
And he was the assistant.
That's the same. That's the same amount of experience as Darvin.
Imagine being the head coach of that team, and then JJ Redick shows up, and you're like, "Yeah, you can stand next to the water buckets and help their form out."
Here's the other thing, though. Like, I don't want to sit here and act like all these former players don't know like the X's and O's of the sport. Knowing the X's and O's isn't going to make JJ a good coach. Any coach that they bring in is going to know the X's and O's. Like, do we really think Darvin Ham didn't know basketball enough to write up a fucking play?
I kind of looked like it with his clipboard, Chris. I ain't gonna lie. It was a couple timeouts they showed, and the Laker fan was zoomed in on his clipboard, and there was never nothing there. So I don't know, Chris. I don't know.
I mean,
There's probably a little bit at some point. You're like, what the fuck am I going to draw this up for? We're going to come out of this timeout, and LeBron's just going to place people places.
Yeah.
So why am I going to draw anything? Why waste my energy?
I just don't find coaching to be super valuable in the NBA because you only go as far as the talent you have. And yes,
you just need a good leader, someone to
all
develop
sports,
players.
But like, I mean, we talked about this like months ago with Popovich. Like, Popovich went from being the best coach in basketball history when he had Duncan Parker, Ginobili, David Robinson, to now when all those dudes are gone, he's a lottery team, like a top 5 picking team the last
he's got a plan,
years.
And it's coming together, and we're about to see it with Chris Paul, 37 million years old, leading that team.
Hey, bro, Chris Paul finna average 13 assists. Watch.
Chris Paul finna be 11.
He's gonna average more than that. He's gonna jump up and then throw the ball even higher, and Wemby's just gonna.
8'12" Wemby's gonna jump up and catch it for him.
Crazy. So let's talk about the top 5 maybe overpaid contracts. Maybe. Chris, let's start with your Mavericks. Klay Thompson, 3 years, $50 million. We think he was y'all overpaid, or that was a good deal?
I don't judge him based off what NBA players are getting paid nowadays. I don't think that's a terrible deal. I think 3 years for Klay at this point in his career is probably about 2 more than I'd be willing to give him, but he can still catch and shoot, man.
Yeah, let's be fair. He had a decline and still had he still was.
Yeah, he had a solid year for sure.
So
yeah,
and
I seen that this morning. The media made it seem like he was just fucking in the river somewhere, just fucking going crazy.
I mean, you're comparing him to his old self. That's what it is. Whenever you're like up here and you go down here, like everybody else may still be down here, but like your fall off was this much. So whenever we talk about players who were great being bad players, like it's never, I don't want to say it's never, it's rarely just in a vacuum. It's always compared to what they were. Like if LeBron this year came out and averaged what Klay did this year, if LeBron came out averaged 18 points, we'd be saying LeBron was fucking awful because he's a 26 a night guy.
I say that when he's averaging 35. So,
see, that's just I don't know. People was just the Warriors just fell out, man. They're a WWE team now. That's all that is.
Draymond took that team down.
He did.
His defense is so good. He played defense on his own team.
Yeah, bro. One punch changed the whole. Bro, that
Who would
30
have
for
thought
30.
Jordan Poole would have ruined that team?
Bro, that 30 for 30 is gonna be crazy as fuck. The punch heard around the world, 30 for 30. I can't wait.
The team
I don't think it's
Draymond
simple as
punched.
that, though.
The team Draymond punched out of contention isn't the team
Yeah.
you might think.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, if we can break down the Warriors, like, let's be real for a minute. Klay Thompson had back-to-back seasons with major injuries, came back and was never the same. Can't play defense the same, doesn't have the same quickness or lateral movement. So that alone, like, that puts a lot more stress and responsibility on that backcourt defensively. Draymond's not the same player that he was, and he was never.
Yep.
I mean, he was great at what he did, but I wouldn't say he was never a great player. He was just a perfect fit for that team at the time.
Yeah.
And then you had great role players around him that did their fucking job. And then you got Wiggins, who had a really good, half a season with him. And then I think he has some shit, the family related shit off the court where he missed the I think the back half of that season where they won their last championship against Boston. And then he ain't really been the same since. So he's been a way worse player. You had Jordan Poole, who was filling valuable minutes off the bench, getting you points when Curry wasn't on the court. He's gone, and he's a fucking bum in Washington anyway. But, I mean, I wouldn't say it was all on Draymond. I think it was, like, dynasties don't last forever. I mean, again, going back to the Spurs, you know, once their players got old and stopped being effective, that was a wrap, and that's what we're seeing with Golden State. It's not necessarily just because Draymond knocking the shit out of people that are fucking garbage players.
And it was gonna be hard for them to contend anyway. Even if they would have kept all of them with them playing small ball, Joker was gonna give Kevin Looney, or whatever his name is. Sorry, John. Hell. He was gonna give them hell. They ain't had no center for real. So yeah, it was bound to be bad.
That's the other thing. The top teams in the West have changed too. Like what they got to go through is a counter to their team. Like you're not getting through Minnesota with Cat and Gobert. You're not going to get through, you know, like you said, Denver.
Yeah, it's a little tough, man. So yeah, it was gonna get crazy without them evolving. It was a crazy run though. But number 4 on this list, Emmanuel Quickly. I didn't understand this one. 5 years, $175 million.
I don't even know who the fuck that is.
He went to Toronto, right?
Yeah. Man, he I don't know. That's a lot of money for 18 and 6. That's a lot of money. He's 25.
That's why
so
I don't know who he is. He played for the Knicks when they was garbage, and then he played for the Raptors. Yeah, he ain't never played for nobody good, so I ain't never seen him.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that one might have been an overpay. Number 3, which
he looks like a good 6-man. Like his numbers are 6-man numbers. He got how much?
$175 million.
Oh no!
Hope they're seeing something we're not.
I mean, maybe
probably trying to get ahead of the train, underpay him really, unless he improves.
Maybe. I mean, because he only 25, so it's only up from there. But you getting star player money, so now you gotta be a star player. Number 3 gonna be Pascal Siakam. 4 years, $189 million. This one I was up in the fence about because Pascal really a dog for Indiana. I just don't know if he almost a $200 million dog.
In modern NBA, is he a top 50 player?
That's tough. Yeah, modern NBA,
Yeah, I would say he's between that. Just I can't name you 50 players in the league right now, probably, but the numbers that he puts up to me look like a top 40, close to it, somewhere in that like 35 to 40 range. And those guys, they get max money. So whether he's worth it or not, like he's in that echelon of max guys. So
they were thinking about $245 million for 5 years, I guess the Pacers. I don't know. $189 million for 4 years still just seemed like superstar money yet, and I don't know if he a superstar. Because if it was a superstar on that team, it would be Halliburton, not
And
Pascal.
isn't he like 32? He's kind of old for how long I feel like he's been around.
He is old.
He 30.
30. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, that might be worth it because the Pacers did look good. I'm not gonna lie. I can't hate on them. They did look good.
Best offense in the league last year.
Yeah. So, yeah, I
had like 11 guys in double figures for the season. Fucking crazy.
That's insane. The number 2 one, 100% overpaid. OG Anunoby. New York Knicks gave him 5 years, $212 million.
I mean, the same thing I said about Siakam kind of applies to him too.
You think?
I mean, just on the surface, like when
ain't something
here's the
wrong
problem
with
the NBA. Like we think of guys as max players, and we like it may only be like 20 guys. We would say, like, yeah, he's worthy of a max contract, but if you're in like that top 50, top 60, like every team for the most part has got 2 max players. Yeah, so he's gonna be a max player somewhere, and the Knicks ain't really paying nobody. Like even Brunson, they got him on a pretty fucking team-friendly deal given his talent.
Yeah.
So they have the money to spend, and his contract was due. Like you got to keep him on the squad. You just fucking traded for him. So.
And the number 1 overpay is Patrick Williams, another person Chris don't know. For
he's a
the
big,
Bulls.
ain't he?
Yeah.
Did he play for the Rockets at one point?
I don't think so. I think he's been with the Bulls.
The name sounds familiar. I know he ain't been in the league that long.
Nah, he been in the league for a year. He might not be a big.
Yeah, Chicago every year.
Yeah. But 5 years, $90 million. If Chris didn't know who he was again, that tells you everything you need to know. 5 years, $90 million.
9 points, 9 points, 10 points, 10 points. Remember, he's a big. Here's his rebound numbers. 4.6, 4.1, 4.0, 3.9. He's getting worse at rebounding as he's barely getting better at scoring. Throw the whole fucking Bulls franchise away. Who the fuck is paying a dude, a big that can't even give you 10 and 5, and you paying him how much?
5 years, $90 million, dog.
Oh, hell no.
And Drummond only got 10.
The motherfucker don't even. He's played in the league 4 years. He's barely got 2 years worth of games played. He only played half the season this past year. He started his rookie year every game, and then he started a little bit 2 years ago, like 60, 70% of the games. He's not even a fucking full-time starter, and you paying him. Man,
that's crazy.
Oh no, man! These contract numbers in the NBA are fucking absurd.
But they making so much money, though, Chris. It's like, bro, we gotta give
every NBA player is getting quarterback money now. It's disgusting.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy to think about. And one of these leagues make way more than the others. That makes sense. That does not make sense at all.
The luxury of the 52 versus the how many's on the NBA roster now? 16.
I don't even think so. I think it's
realistically like you only suit up 12 or some shit. 11.
So it's that's crazy. Damn, that's crazy. Woo. In other news, Kemba Walker retired from the NBA just to go and join the Hornets coaching staff. Yeah, so shout out to Kemba. Little short, sweet NBA career. Wasn't trash. Wasn't just, some of y'all. He had some games. He wasn't sorry or none, but he wasn't something that you just was like, gotta go watch Kemba. But he had a good NBA career. He made it. Probably still gonna be most notably known for crossing Buddy over and winning that natty.
Cardiac Kemba.
Yeah, that's probably what he's gonna be known for. But yeah,
Kemba was one of my favorite players to play with on 2K. Like
he always had like 90 plus some handles. You just do whatever you wanted with him. Never lose it.
Didn't he? Wasn't he on the squad with Al Jefferson?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a team that I really enjoyed playing with because you had Kemba was like a poor man's Kyrie, and then you had Al Jefferson, like the post moves. He was one of the last great, just pure post bigs. So I always enjoyed playing with their squad on 2K. It was a fun team to play with, but I mean, it sucks to see. Kemba he ain't done much in a number of years since he left Charlotte. I think didn't Boston trade for him? And he was supposed to be like their big point guard or whatever with the young dudes.
That was like
And I
after
don't think
Kyrie,
he
right?
did much.
Or before Kyrie?
No, it was Isaiah Thomas before Kyrie. That was after Kyrie, I think.
Yeah, I don't think he really amounted to much with Boston, and then I don't know what the fuck he did after that.
Held out with the Pistons all of last season, the season before.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're that old, I wouldn't want to play for a team that's losing all but like 6 games either. So I can understand
Just to
that.
join a coaching staff, he could have did that for us.
Yeah,
he could have left a legacy.
He could have been y'all head coach, actually.
I know. Dwayne Casey falling asleep on the sidelines.
I think we pretty much covered everything. The Warriors got Kyle Anderson. They still trying to rebuild. I don't know how they rebuild after losing Klay, a pivotal piece. Might be time to.
We didn't really talk about what Klay meant for the Mavs.
Well, let's talk about it. I think
because that's the only other big name. Kyle Anderson leaving Minnesota to go to Golden State. That's kind of
they gave him big name money, but he ain't a big name. He got a big head.
He's a solid rotational player.
Yeah, but he's going to be Klay. He's going to be Klay for them. We watched Kyle Anderson against y'all miss 12 threes in a row. What the fuck? I guess he's going to go be Klay over 10 in the last. So maybe. What does it mean for y'all, Chris? I got a lot of reservations about it. Because if y'all go and get a spot-up shooter, well, y'all clearly needed that. Yeah, so I can't be mad, but y'all getting no defense, Klay. I don't think because if y'all watch the Warriors, Klay was the second best defender on that team behind Draymond, but he was their best perimeter defender.
And he hasn't been great defensively since coming back from them injuries.
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't know, Chris. What is if he's shooting but can't hold shit? Y'all get back to the finals. He's still.
So here's what I'm hoping. Here's kind of what I'm hoping. So the Mavs made a couple other moves. Got some guys that should be upgrades to shooting in general. So like the open threes that Luka's dishing out to people. Hopefully more of those will get made for the next playoff run. But the players they got ain't really big name players, so we don't have to talk about them just skill set wise. That's what they bring to the table. As far as Klay specifically, because he is a big name, he's going to bring that spot-up shooting ability. I think when you got Luka and Kyrie, you don't want a guy that can score that needs the ball to score. And Klay's probably the best catch-and-shoot guy the last 10 years in the league, 10, 15 years in the league.
No,
he still has that quality about him. But to touch on what you said, Tonio, like the Mavs really need a guy that can be something on defense that at least provides some resistance on the perimeter before they get to the Twin Towers down low and Gafford and Lively. And Klay, while he's not completely garbage on defense like Luka and Kyrie are, he's not the Klay of old. He's not going to lock anybody up. What I'm hoping Klay really brings to the table, though. Go ahead, Tonio.
Klay didn't look good to the point where Luka and Kyrie might be better than him defensively now. If that's
you think he looks that bad?
In some of the games, man, he was just getting blown by. And in the Western Conference, where y'all got the playoffs, them young guards that he gonna get matched up against is gonna be.
I mean, he's not quick enough to hold SGA. He's not quick enough to hold. Yeah.
You also got to think about though, Klay defending on the perimeter. If he's just gonna let a guy go by him because Draymond's just gonna get a tech. That guy's going to the line no matter what. So either way, the guy's gonna score.
But I also to rebuttal that, Chris. We watched this motherfucker score 60 without dribbling the ball. That don't even make sense. But Luka's gonna It's almost not fair, bro. Like for real, it's almost not fair. And Luka's eyes should light up every time you see him because, like you said, bro, it don't take nothing but a catch and shoot. He really like that. So I think where y'all lacking defense, he ain't shooting number threes, Chris. Like threes is what killed y'all in the finals. If y'all got a motherfucker knocking them down like that, then hey, I'm still in the game. You only gotta get one stop. But I feel like it's somebody scrappy out there that y'all will be able to make a trade for that we ain't seen that just be a defensive specialist. I don't know.
Here's what I'm hoping Klay really brings to the table, though. Like, obviously, he's been in Golden State his whole career with Steph. And we touched on it during that playoff run last year where, like I said numerous times, like, Steph is a dog shit defender, too, but he at least puts in the effort. He tries to go out there and play defense. Whereas it seemed like Luka didn't give a fuck nothing about, like, no interest at all in playing defense.
And to be fair, I be shitting on you, Chris, because it's fun and that's what we do to each other. But to be fair, when you're your team's best offensive option, can you really just go out there and play lockdown defense every play?
No, but you can put in effort, though, is my point. I don't need you to lock them down, but make it harder for them to get to the paint, adjust their shot a little bit, adjust their pathing. So I'm hoping Klay can be like, hey, Luka, look, this is what we did in Golden State with Steph. This is how we made him a something on defense as opposed to just a complete zero. I'm also hoping with all his championship experience, he can come in and kind of give a little bit of guidance to Luka, like, hey, if you want to be a champion, this is what the fuck you got to do. You can't drink a 24-pack of beer and 3 bags of potato chips all summer and then come in at the start of the season weighing 600 pounds, and by the time we get to the finals, you still weighing about 280. You know, I'm hoping Klay can bring some type of leadership to the locker room, and
that's probably
put some effort in off the court.
That's what he got more than Kyrie, championship experience. Got more than that, more of that. So yeah, that's a plus. Did we miss anything else? I don't think so.
James Harden re-signing with the Clippers.
Terribly overpaid. Those
2 years, I think it was 70.
That's the only team that could out-worse the Lakers, the other team in LA. And it's just like, they made a worse show. I watched this clip shit, and all the players the lookalikes are terrible. Like, it's terrible. It's just terrible.
Oh, the show's actually pretty good though. I watched that.
No, the show good. I fucking
hey,
love
Chris
Al
Paul.
Bundy.
Chris Paul character looked kind of similar. He looked a little bit similar.
Yeah, Chris Paul the only one, but fucking.
But
Matt
the Blake
Barnes
Griffin looking like, oh my
Blake
god,
Griffin, DeAndre
don't look
Jordan.
nothing like Blake.
The worst one is actually Jamal Crawford's kind of. But everybody else is just like, yeah, whoever you can get. The Steph one, oh my God. That was but the show good, bro. I fucking love Al Bundy, bro. Like, just playing the same character he's always played, just more like dignified, bro, and sophisticated and a little racist. But he funny, bro. Like, he funny as fuck. Like, he's playing a racist version of Al Bundy, really. Like, yeah, broke bitch, shit like that. Like, man, it's not a bad show. The character roles is crazy. Lawrence Fishburne playing Doc Rivers is funny as hell to me.
He got the fucking voice down, man. He don't look nothing like Doc, but the voice is on point.
The voice is crazy, bro. The voice is crazy. But
I think the only other impactful move, and I don't know how impactful it'll be, but the Timberwolves basically replaced Kyle Anderson with Joe Ingles. Should be a more consistent player off the bench with some shooting.
Yeah, he'll hit more shots than Kyle Anderson did. That's about it. They probably move the same speed.
Yeah.
So that's that. But and let's talk about something else real quick. Yeah? Let's get up out of here.
Gentlemen, report to the baseline.
To the baseline!
You wanted some baseball news. I did think of something while we were talking about Kemba not wanting to play Detroit. So the White Sox have been, I think, the worst or the second worst team in baseball this year. They've been terrible. I don't know if you saw this, Matt. Luis Robert is their center fielder. They had a tie game in the ninth inning with one out, runner on third. Luis Robert gets a fly ball to I don't know, like basically where you stand in center and a little bit in. It wasn't like super shallow, but he just catches the ball and then jogs it in, doesn't even make the throw home. So the team that we're playing on got a walk-off, won the game without Robert even throwing it in the home to try to get him at home plate. And I just thought that was the funniest shit because I was thinking to myself, I was like, you know what? If my team was the worst team in the fucking league, I don't want to play no more extra innings than I already got to. Like, let's just go ahead and lose, get to the shower, and get back to the house. I just thought that was the funniest shit.
You know what's crazy?
No.
You know what's crazy? Like 2 weeks ago, they were playing the Tigers. I don't really exactly remember what happened, but like, I'm pretty sure their guy missed first base, which was the third out. They lost. It would have been the go-ahead run. But the Tigers won because of that. The White Sox are just a dumpster fire.
That's funny as hell, buddy.
All you gotta do is touch the base.
Yeah, I caught them, but man, they gonna wrap this shit up, bro. We suck. I'm ready to go. Give me a beer, man. That's all right, man. Y'all got it. Y'all won, man. We ain't doing that. That's funny as a bitch.
Yeah.
And what y'all was saying earlier about Aaron Judge?
Oh, Judge is just having another monster season. The only player since the year 2000 that has put up a season anywhere near comparable to Judge this year and 2 years ago was Barry Bonds, that 4-year stretch where he was walking more than most people in the league got hits. I mean, just some all-time seasons, that 4-year stretch from Barry from like 01 to 04. Judge has just been out of this world. We talked about it on the pre-show. He's basically got the same numbers now at the midpoint of the season as Bryce Harper did in his MVP season in 2001. Just doing absolutely fucking bananas things.
That's ridiculous. That's fucking crazy, bro. That's
321, 32 home runs, 83 RBI. And how many at-bats is that? Just to show how fucking crazy it is. 305 at-bats for those numbers. Bryce Harper, MVP season 2021. 488 at-bats, had 35 homers, 84 RBI, hit 309. Just Aaron Judge is out here doing shit that don't even make sense on the baseball field.
That shit makes absolutely no fucking sense. That's crazy as fuck, actually. Like, no steroids? That's insane.
He's just 6 foot fucking 10.
He's like 6'7", 280. And it's not like a Luka 280. It's like a fucking bodybuilder 280. Dude he's big time in shape.
That's fucking crazy, bro. Matt, let's talk a little because we made the show with NBA. I didn't think we was gonna do it, but we did. Let's talk a little college football because I miss it. I know you miss it. Chris, welcome to the SEC. I'm gonna be talking shit to you for no reason. This year, like so much shit, telling you y'all trash or if y'all winning, telling you how y'all paid to win and shit.
I mean, the crazy part is like now you'll be able to use that argument. Our 6th best team will beat your 2nd best team, Matt.
Yep,
you're still gonna be bagging on us.
Yep, that shit is gonna be crazy, Matt.
Well, we won.
But let's talk about the most exciting players coming into the year, Matt. Like I said, man, this is a list that was made by I don't know who the fuck made this list, Matt. So we can disagree with it because maybe. So
if I find out it's Gus Johnson, I'm agreeing with everything. But till then,
David Kenyon. You know who that is?
Yeah, fuck him.
You do know who that is?
Nope.
So number one, rounding it out, man, he got Barry Brown. You know who that is? Wide receiver from Kentucky. Wide receiver, kick returner from Kentucky.
No,
I don't think anybody playing for a basketball school excites me.
No, like you would know a big time player from a school like that. Like Kentucky's still a big school. I'd never heard it. Like,
I don't know who the fuck.
Does it say what he did last year?
True freshman, 50 catches for 800 yards, 4 touchdowns. Taking
So he's just expecting him to have a big year.
Yeah, taking 3 kickoffs to the house. He rushed for 200 yards, and he threw for 539 yards.
He threw for 500 yards? This guy was where the fuck was he at? Like, this guy wasn't on SportsCenter? Like, hey, this almost 1,000-yard freshman receiver is also throwing for 500 yards?
Bro threw for 500 yards and 4 touchdowns. I thought I was reading that shit wrong, but it does say 43 passes for 539 yards.
What was his name?
Darian Brown. Who the fuck?
Who the fuck is that guy?
And I guess he was the fastest person in college football last year, and I have no idea who he was. No idea.
Yeah.
It's Kentucky, so.
Where the fuck did you get this list from, Tonio? Is it the same list I'm looking at from Bleacher Report?
Yes.
Yeah. There's only 2 players that I know on this list.
Yeah, that's why I'm looking. That's why we're going down.
And most of these schools, like Oklahoma State's the only school that I would consider like a football school.
Alabama?
I mean, from the names that, I guess Milroy is on the list.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. So
like, they got a quarterback from Liberty. Like, we're going to be excited about a player on Liberty.
But they've been talking about Liberty for like the last 5 years. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't know why.
Because they had, what's his name?
Like, what the fuck is this list?
Malik.
He's Ole Miss. Auburn's head coach.
Hugh Freeze.
Yeah, he was at Liberty.
Fuck Hugh,
overachieving.
Fuck Hugh. Had us in them goddamn calling fucking escorts off the school phone and shit.
Fuck me. Hey. Fuck me. Fuck you.
Yeah, down the list, Byron Brown from USF, Matt. I have no idea. I've never heard of something.
Where the fuck are names from?
I do know Ollie Gordon from Oklahoma State. I do know who Chris alluded to. I do know he was the highest rusher in college football last year with almost 1,800 yards. So I know him. Omarion Hampton. I remember hearing him. Of course, we know Travis Hunter. Of course, he's on the list.
But he's not number 1?
Nah. It was that dude that did all that shit. Bury him. Ashante Genty, the running back from Boise. I know, Chris, Boise State ain't no fucking basketball school.
No, I said Kentucky was a basketball school. Yeah, Boise State is garbage.
Let's talk about Jalen Milroy. Fuck this list. It's kind of mid. How do you think he's gonna do under Kevin DeBoer, Matt?
I think he's gonna be able to. I don't even want to say throw the ball more because he did throw the ball a lot last year, but I feel like the passing attack is going to be better for him this year than it was last year. So he's not going to have to run as much. He's not going to have to like put his body in harm's way to get the same shit done. So I think he's going to have a better season throwing the ball. I'm just curious to see how he's going to use his legs because old hefty lefty, he wasn't a runner. So I don't know I don't know how that's going to work with DeBoer's offense, but he's definitely going to have more
And
yards throwing.
that's what scared me, Chris. I could be wrong, but almost 600 yards and 12 tugs on the field with Kevin. You just said it. What's his name up there in Washington?
DeBoer?
No. The quarterback from last year.
Hefty lefty. Penix. Penis.
Michael Penix, definitely not being nowhere near as athletic as Jalen Milroy, but Kevin DeBoer bringing that same playbook. I don't know if Jalen Milroy fits into that because bro legs was half of Alabama's offense.
If he's not changing his playbook to fit his talent, he's not going to succeed in Alabama. Like in general, you're not going to succeed in college if you can't change your playbook to fit your talent. If you got new talent every 4 years, your roster is completely turned over 100%.
Yeah, and that's what I'm scared of because I know he's bringing Nick Saban. That playbook was perfect for Jalen Milroy because, hey, bro, I don't give a fuck about offense for real. I just want defense to be good and you can run and gun, and that's what he was doing. And it got him to the playoffs. Now you got a coach that's like, nah, you're going to sit in this pocket and throw it. And don't get me wrong. Last year, Jalen Milroy had one of the best deep balls I've seen from a quarterback. He didn't throw many bad, if any, that I seen deep ball. Actually, deep ball got him to the playoffs, beating Auburn. So yeah, he could throw it. He could throw the deep ball. Maybe work on some of his short routes and all that shit. But I don't know. Switching up his only thing. It's interesting to see how Alabama going turning around, going from Nick Saban to DeBoer. It's gonna be crazy. And then back to Travis Hunter, Matt and Chris. What position is he gonna pick for the draft? Because this is the year that he has to pick. Which position? I'm gonna ask each of y'all. Which one should y'all think? Which one do y'all think he should pick? And which one do y'all like him better in?
Y'all watch way more Colorado than I did. Which position did he play better? Like, is he a viable prospect at both positions, or is he like Jalen Ramsey at one and a bum at receiver? Like,
I'm gonna be honest with you. It's kind of a toss up between games because I seen him get cooked in the Stanford game at cornerback coming fresh from injury, but then in the first few games of the season, I see him jumping routes and just picking balls that shouldn't be intercepted. But then on the offensive side, I ain't see him drop shit. Every time he got targeted, he caught that motherfucker. That's what got him hurt. He caught that motherfucker. So I think me personally, I know he went to play under Deion, but I think he may be a better receiver than he is.
If he's not a Jalen Ramsey level corner, he needs to play receiver because that's where the money is in the NFL. Corners don't get paid unless you're the cream of the crop.
I think the problem is he's built like a cornerback. So
yeah.
he's scrawny. So like he's going to play. I feel like his body is best for cornerback. So he's not going to get injured as much. But on the wide receiver side, he's so athletic and like lengthy and rangy and how fast he is, how high he can jump, where it's like he almost would be a better wide receiver, but he's kind of like Devontae Smith, where it's like one medium hit could just take him out. Like,
yeah, and which it did. Like that rib shot.
It was a big hit, but like if he had some weight to him, like that guy.
Yeah.
The guy who hit him wasn't even that big.
Yeah, he wasn't big, Chris. So it's like a toss-up, bro, because he's good at both, Chris. Like, and I can't say he ain't really good at both. He's really good at both. Like, jump balls, I didn't see him lose one last year on neither side of the ball. I don't know. What do you think, Matt, that he should go for in the NFL? You gotta pick one. Because he's going this year, if they win 6 games, Travis Hunter is going in the top 10.
I would say cornerback, but like with the ability to get the ball in his hands. So like returner of some sort, maybe just punt returns. And then there's still players in the NFL where like every once in a while they'll put him on offense, do an end around or something. but not like a consistent offensive player.
Yeah.
I would say cornerback is probably his best bet for a longevity of a career, unless this year he just puts on 10, 15, 20 pounds.
And that's what I know y'all don't like watch that Well Off, shot the Well Off. I watched Well Off, and he just broke like the wide receiver lifting record at Colorado for power clean they was doing. And I think it was like, I want to say it was like 285, 305 or something like that. But for his stature, he's getting bigger because I think he only weighed, I want to say
like 175.
Yeah, 175, if that. But I think that they had weighed him on one of the videos, and I think he was at 187, and he was trying to get to 200.
He had them fucking Rashid Air Force Ones on.
Yeah, he did.
20 pounds apiece.
He did. But if he get to like 205, then maybe we could talk wide receiver, Chris. But right now, I'm thinking with Matt, body wise, I think he have to go cornerback. And yeah. Before we go, Matt and Chris, I just want to know a matchup that y'all can't wait to see college football next year. One game next year that y'all can't wait to see.
I'll let Chris go, and then I'll go because I already know.
I don't have any because I'm not super into college football like that.
Michigan versus Texas.
Second week of college football, Michigan versus Texas. I am also equally excited to see what that is because it's either Texas shows they belong in the SEC and beats the dog shit out of. Good night. Beats the dog shit out of Michigan, or Michigan shows that they didn't fall off because they lost. Did y'all lose that offensive line, Chris? I mean, Matt.
We lost.
I mean, they lost JJ Corum and their head coach.
We lost 3 starters. 2 guys got hurt, and then we had 2 backups go to the NFL. So we had 6 guys go to the NFL in total, but we only lost like 3 starters, I think.
So I don't think you can't get no worse at quarterback because JJ wasn't doing shit for real. Sorry, Matt, he wasn't throwing that hoe though. Donovan Edwards, you can't get no better at running back because this motherfucker had games where he had 4 or 5 carries.
Oh, is that the guy that put up like 600 yards and 3 carries against Alabama?
Yep.
Big game, Don.
Yeah. They're fine at running back then.
Yeah, they cool at running back, so it don't matter about Corum being gone.
That dude was
defensively, I'll still be
Holy
straight.
Shit.
So
you guys are gonna see Cole Cabana the next.
I'll tell you, I'm excited to see Michigan and Ohio State because I want to. I
want to see Ryan Day get fired
now. Yeah,
I want to see Ryan Day get fired like right after the game, like immediately after the game. If they lose, I want to see the fucking AD just be like, "Hey man, what bus you getting on?" Yep, nope, that's you don't belong there no more. Yeah, I'm excited to see that. I'm excited to see that game actually, Matt, because it happens so soon in the fucking season. What else did we not get off, man? Because it's been a doper show than I thought it was, with it not being no sports to talk about.
If you want to cover UFC, Alex Pereira just had a knockout of the year candidate with a one-shot head kick to Yuri Prochazka.
You cannot beat a fucking corn kick. That's what I call them kicks. It's a corn kick, like a corn-fed foot.
Pretty sure he broke his toe on the kick, too.
That shit was insane.
I mean, there's talks about him moving up to heavyweight to be the first ever 3-division champion in all of mixed martial arts. Nobody has done it yet. There's been a few 2-division champs. There's never been a 3. And John Jones is the greatest fighter that I've ever seen fight. and I don't think he would be beating Pereira at all.
Yeah, and I kind of just want him to come back off of drugs and shit and just come fight him just to see where they at. Like, would you not watch that?
That's the crazy thing about John Jones.
Watch it, yeah.
He'd just be in an alleyway doing coke and stopping rioters, and then he'd be like, "Oh yeah, I'm in the UFC still, train for 3 weeks, and then knock the best guy out in 30 seconds, which is fucking wild."
I don't think he trained at all for the first Gustafsson fight. Like he was
it feels like he puts in zero effort.
Bro, like the most dangerous man in the world, and he just free roaming. That's crazy as fuck.
It's crazy because it makes sense now, realizing what Chandler Jones is. You're like, oh, Chandler Jones is fucking crazy. He's just been putting on a show. This is your brother?
Yeah, bro. Like,
and they say Chandler Jones beat the shit out of John Jones. Like, that guy's
I believe
a psychopath.
I believe it, bro. Chandler Jones should be in jail.
He's got like 40-inch arms, which is like a world record.
Yeah, bro. Their dad.
Yeah, if that fight happens, I'll be mad.
Chris, I might buy tickets to that shit. I might have to see that shit there, wherever they go.
Jones is great defensively. His fight IQ is, I think GSP is the only one that I would say is even comparable fight IQ wise. His game plans are they've always been on point. There's something about a dude where it's like, and the thing with Pereira is he's not just a power shot guy like who was the boxer that Fury beat up twice?
Francis?
Oh,
no, not Francis. Yeah, he's not like Wilder where it's just his only shot to win is a puncher's chance, and his puncher's chance is he's just the hardest puncher in the world. Like this dude won kickboxing championships. Like he's an elite striker with insane fucking power. So technically, he's as good as it gets from the striking standpoint, and John Jones hasn't really wrestled in a decade, maybe close to 2 decades at this point. So I don't know if he's.
Fuck, I would pay to see that. Hey,
yeah,
John,
that would be so fun to watch.
John, I know you watch the show, man. Come out of retirement and give the world what they want, man.
He's still waiting on
Stipe. He tore his pec. He was gonna fight like 6 months ago.
I think in August of last year.
You don't need that pick.
Oh, damn.
Come back,
a year ago.
Knockout of the year candidate with what? I guess Frank Martin getting knocked the fuck out?
No, the Max Holloway, Justin Gaethje fucking last second. Fuck me in the middle.
Oh, yeah. That was hard. That was hard crazy. As well. That's Frank. Did you see the Tank knockout, though, Matt?
The Tank knockout? Boxing?
Yeah.
I haven't watched a single second of boxing in 8 years.
No, you gotta watch
Floyd McGregor fight.
You gotta watch Tank, bro. Like Tank is real deal. I know Chris saw the highlights of it. That shit was bad.
From starting to watch the UFC to boxing is just like it's
hard to watch.
It's just like
y'all will enjoy the Tank. Y'all go look that shit up after we get off the show.
I think the last highlight I saw was Joshua putting Francis to sleep.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. But nah, this Tank one was crazy. Y'all go watch that when we get out. Hey, man, this has been episode 122. Billy like to announce the episodes. I forgot to do that 2 weeks in a row now. Next week, hopefully some shit will be happening in free agency so we can move on. Hopefully, some more recruits went to more schools and we can talk college football. The Olympics start soon, right? No, yeah, right.
Like 2 weeks, a week, something like that.
Yeah, so we'll have more shit to talk about next week, and we'll probably talk about the WNBA because their playoffs will be starting soon or some shit like that. So yeah. It's been an
every
episode.
Team in the league except 4 of them will be in that motherfucker.
Yes, it's crazy. Chris, you got any shows coming up? Anything like that?
End of the month. I don't remember what date it is. It's on a Saturday. Last Saturday of the month.
Yeah. That is the
27th?
27th or 28th, something like that. Yeah.
Yep.
That'll be at Diamond Gems in Deep Ellum, Dallas, Texas. Come wearing a bulletproof vest and enjoy the show.
That sounds fun as fuck, actually. Hey, man, if y'all in the DFW area, make sure y'all support our boy Chris. If y'all out there in Arizona, man, and Matt needs to get a quota, make sure y'all come to the Navy. Replace me from this knee surgery because I'm about to hopefully medically retire and take all y'all taxpaying dollars. So, yeah, hope that's something to happen. And, yeah, next week, Billy will be back, and I can talk more shit instead of, like, doing the whole just running the show shit. So, yeah, man, Chris will probably be arguing next week, but it's all in good fun. Hey, it's been Brick Shots with Billy Antonio. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.
See ya.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Brick Shots with Billy Antonio. For 50 more bricks.